I
Yes.
think I am.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Chaitali. Uh, Hi, guys. We are into the success story, and we have got Chaitali with us. Chaitali, thank you so much for giving your time. I was just going through your LinkedIn profile, and I got to know that you are digital marketing senior associate working for Google Operations Center. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. Good to know about it. So, a quick introduction to our viewers.
Yeah, sure. So I carry nearly 8+ years of experience in the field of digital marketing, wherein I worked with few MNCs like Accenture, Cognizant, and Google Operations Center. And my recent experience was as a data analyst, which was around 3 years of experience. So yeah, that's all about me in my current role. So when I was working as a data analyst in Google Operations Center, there I realized that I should take my career forward towards this AI because even there, a few of the processes they were getting trained on AI, like they were using chatbots for streamline their process and all the stuff. So there I got this idea, to move as a data scientist.
All right. So, when did you learn all these stuffs?
So yeah, I have joined this DataMites. I mean, it's been like nearly 1.5 year
Mm-hmm.
when I was on my maternity break. So that
Okay.
time I learned this. Yeah, it was a long journey altogether. But yeah, I have opted for this CDS batch, wherein I have opted for this online courses. So whenever I used to get some time, I used to go through the courses.
Mm.
And actually, the real experience was when I started working on the real-time project. So those have helped me a lot to gain the knowledge and implement whatever I have learned.
All right. So, you joined or you learned about data science from DataMites after your maternity leave, right?
Yes.
How did you manage all these stuffs? It's so hard.
Yeah, quite. But now, from like last 4 months, I have started going to library and implementing all the things. So that was very important decision which I have taken. I mean, it has helped me a lot because I was able to focus for almost 8 hours per day, concentrated on the stuff, and that's why my projects were like good. I have uploaded all of them on GitHub also, and that's
Mm.
why I started getting calls from the recruiters and from you also. And yeah.
That's obvious. If you have if you know how to showcase the work that you have done, you will definitely get the calls from the recruiters. So, Chaitali, can I assume that you already had an experience in data before even joining DataMites?
Yes.
So you said that you worked as a data analyst before that.
Yeah.
So, what were the tools that you already knew before joining DataMites?
So the tool I worked on was Google's Data Studio, which is also called as a Looker Studio, but which is not that much renowned the way we have Power BI and Tableau in the market. That's why when I say that I have worked as a data analyst, but on this tool, it doesn't have that much demand in the market.
Okay.
So which made me to learn these tools as well, just because it's like booming. Those
Hmm.
tools have already been accepted by other companies, and this is not that much popular. So I started, thinking about it the other way.
All right. That's good actually. You understood what the market is
Yeah.
demanding, and eventually you started having. So you learned about Python. Of course, I assume that you didn't have the experience of Python before, so you have to learn all this stuff of programming, statistics, and whatsoever concepts of data sciences.
Yeah.
So how did you find the Python being a I believe you were a non-coder, right? Do you have any experience prior to that, Java, C, C++?
No, but I'm MCA. So that time, like before 8 to 9 years ago, when I learned that, I was having some idea how it is.
All
But
right.
that time, Python was too different, and now the kind of AI has taken over the field is completely different.
I do understand. So how did you find Python at that point of time?
It wasn't that difficult for me. I mean, I was having the reference of your recorded videos. And
Mm-hmm.
also, wherever I used to get stuck, I also used to refer to some of the videos on YouTube. So that used to clear my idea behind the terms or the technology, whatever was going on. Yeah, so that's how I managed. And post Python, then I directly jump on to Stata and machine learning as well.
All right, that's good. Chaitali, I want to know a strategy. Since you said I want to come back to the same thing that, after your maternity, you started learning all these stuffs. I asked this question already, But I really want to know from your aspect, what were your strategy?
So actually, when I joined Google Operations Center, right? See, there's one thing like everyone wants to go to MNC, but for me it was not that good experience because MNCs they have segregated the one process into small chunks. Like if there is a one process, they have literally 10 to 20 teams working for the same process. So I am as an individual, I'll only contribute for one process. So, if my team is segregated into like 10 process, I'll get knowledge of only 0.10. Only 10% knowledge I could get.
Mm,
So that's where I understood, okay, this is not a field where I can gain entire knowledge. Now, when I want to again switch to data scientist or data analyst to learn different technologies or like tools, I have to first of all switch from MNC to some kind of, startups, wherein one person would get knowledge of entire process, whatever they do from scratch to end. So
mm,
that was my motto. And hence, from that time only, I started, learning about this data scientist. And so that time I found that for data scientists, there was a lot of demand in the market. I could see there are a lot of jobs available on LinkedIn, Naukri, everywhere. But to get a start, even I was like a non-tech only from last 8 years. So I had to take some course from someone, right? And
mm.
hence I moved to DataMites. And even your placements and all was there, right? So it was a plus point on my resume. So hence I have moved this side.
That's quite good and quite nice to hear about it as well. So let's talk in aspect of the students since you already have like a lot of experiences like some in Accenture in Google Operations Center. So let's say I am a fresher. I'm saying on the behalf of fresher people because they have usually these kind of questions. Where should I focus more?
First of all, you try to give a lot of time to your studies. I mean, yes, one of the recent interview I have faced,
Hmm?
there one 10-year person was there who was taking my interview. Unfortunately, I didn't crack that, but he gave me such a good, I mean, such a basic advice, like how you should prepare for your interviews. So when we are preparing, right, take a subject of ML, how you should prepare. It should be a life cycle of ML. You should know how it is divided, right? So when you learn about each and every life cycle, I mean each and every point, each and every phase, right? So when the scenario based questions come in, you'll be prepared in your mind. If the person is asking, suppose any question based on he's having some data set which is not segregated properly, what will you do? You'll first of all you go
Correct.
and tell him, please balance this, and then you train the data set.
Hmm.
So these things will come in. So you should know this life cycle is very important. So it goes for everything like for ML, for DL, and for NLP. And then you start learning the each technique inside that, so that you will never forget like which techniques falls under which phase of the life cycle. So that
Correct.
was a very good guidance which I got on this, and I started learning accordingly. So it has become a bit easier for me to learn these techniques than more onwards. And again, I have, disconnected myself from Insta, Facebook, so that I could save a lot of my time and spend that time.
This was this
Yeah.
was literally my next question. You
Yeah,
answered
yeah.
it. I was thinking of
I
asking.
have, yeah. I have uninstalled all those apps from my phone, and then, okay, when I go to my phone, I don't have anything apart from WhatsApp. So I have a lot of time to, to spend or to invest on, suppose on YouTube, searching for more videos on different concept, or else to go through LinkedIn profiles. Even there, people are sharing a lot of good, information based on different website or say for data analyst, for scientists. So that is a good to know information. So that's how I have, I'm started focusing on the stuff.
So at least how many hours per day we have to give?
So it should be, I mean, mandatory 8 hours is, I mean, to be very frankly, I have learned everything in like last 1.5 month because I started going to library and there, just like others, even I started focusing on myself. There was nothing in the phone, so I can't even spend much time on my phone. So the only thing was my laptop and me, and hence I had to focus a lot. Then the time, whatever I have invested, I mean, I could gain a lot of knowledge in that time. So I would
That
suggest, I mean, people who wants to focus, I mean, they have kind of a duration to be fixed, I want a job in another 1 month, 2 months. I would
hmm,
suggest them to go to library and then focus. I mean, we'll have a good time over there.
that's actually correct
Yeah.
because once you have some space where you can peacefully sit, for a continuous longer period of time, eventually you can crack whatever you want to crack. So, Chatari, I have one very good question. Since from the experience, you are a digital marketing senior associate. What exactly is the work of this particular role?
So there, for a few months, I was working on SA360. So it's actually a data analysis,
Okay,
however, and we used to do the data analysis for like last 30 days or last quarter based on the request. And then we used to give the advertiser some kind of recommendations based on the data, whatever
wait a
we
minute.
got. Yes.
What kind
So
of tools we use?
I have used SA360. I mean, Google AdWords was my one of the main tool, and then Search at 360 was the other tool. And for dashboards creating, we were using this Google's Data Studio or Looker Studio. Those all I have used. So it was actual data analysis, but we were delivering this recommendation in terms of Google Sheets rather than the dashboards. And then I have switched on this Google Data Studio.
So I have a generic question. For getting into this particular role, do we really require to know Python, statistics, machine learning, deep learning?
Uh, yes. I mean, as I am learning all those things, I got to know because previously I was working on a tool. So my knowledge was tool constrained. So I would say, rather learning a tool, you should learn the technology. So Python is one of the technologies. So one day that tool, it might go off from the industry, but that technology will never.
Never.
So yeah, we should understand this concept before, starting any journey or starting any career in your life. So that's what I learned, and I have, shift to this.
Okay. So currently you said that you use these kind of tools as such. Um, all right. That's actually good because I was thinking with respect to the experience that you're having, that what are the things is any questions related with machine learning or deep learning has been asked in this particular interview where you're working currently?
Currently, actually, he was impressed with my profile only. The way I start, I mean, I'll start, telling my experience, and then I'll hop on to any of the project which I have done recently. So and also I have linked my GitHub profile to my resume. So the person who comes to you before that only, he'll go and he went and he had checked my GitHub profile. So there he got to know, okay, what all projects I have worked on. So he had a clear idea in his mind that, okay, I have already worked on few of the good project wherein he was focusing more on NLP, and even I have worked two projects on NLP in the meantime. So he was clear before taking my interview only, and the way I started, then it was a bit clear for him. In 10 minutes only in my introduction, he stopped and he was like, I have actually
Hmm.
considered you as a one of the finalist candidate, but then and he offered me a senior role as an intern only, but I preferred not to jump directly on a senior. Rather than I have asked him to to just let me go through the entire project cycle first, because
Hmm.
I don't have this kind of real time hands on experience. Yes, I have worked on, but it was like a stale data, not this real time data. Then he agreed to the things, and now he has given me this project. Otherwise, he was planning me to put into directly as a
Hmm.
senior person who will
Hmm.
collaborate with others and give the
Hmm.
final recommendation. So that's all.
Great. So sometimes we have to see, like,
Yeah,
you're correct at this point
it's
of time.
better to start from basic rather than, yeah.
So any suggestion for the new generation that how should we keep our resume so that it becomes much more attractive to the recruiters?
Rather than resume, I would suggest them to prepare their GitHub and work on the projects as much as you can, because that is something which will speak about you. I mean, your skill set and all of the stuff. Because these days people are going to your GitHub, and I mean people who are having their GitHub linked to your resume, they are getting preferred. If you want to stand out from the crowd, like there are thousands of people who are applying these days, no doubt. But if you have these kind of things on your resume, it will make you stand out of the crowd, and then you will be preferred, obviously. And then post that, it's in your hand. Once you get the call, you can crack it for sure.
You are absolutely correct. The more strong is your portfolio with the
Exactly.
projects, the
Yeah.
more people wants you to be in their company.
So this is a world of, like, you have to showcase everything in a proper manner. So we have to use those platforms when it is given.
Correct. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. Uh, all right, Chaitali, so wonderful, nice talking with you, and I'm very glad that you have given us a time and you enlightened us about how does the work actually happens in the industry and what should be doing for learning all these things and interviews and everything, how we should be preparing our resume and GitHub. Thank you so much. Guys, if you have any question, either from me or from Chaitali, please do write it down. Team, please let us know if we have any question. Team, let us know if we have any questions from the LinkedIn or any other live stream that we are currently in. How was the interview with this company? The interview, Chaitali, the question for you.
Yeah, so here he just asked me to, introduce yourself. And there only when I spoke about my whole experience, and I have also, explained about the projects which I have worked on. So he was impressed over there. There were no questions asked to me based on that. But there was one other interview which I have faced from DataMites and I have cracked it. I'll just tell you about that. He asked me about the bootstrap aggregation and bootstrap aggregation and a few more ensemble techniques. I would suggest you one thing when you are answering these kind of terms, right? Make sure you add some kind of real-time applications to them so that it will give a clearer picture to the interviewer that so and so person is very clear on few of the terminologies.
That's correct.
Actually, I have left my previous job in this August 24. And before that, 1 year only, I have joined this data mine as this was my planned career transition. So I don't think so that career gap should be there. And yes, to hide this career gap, I have updated my GitHub a month to month, and like every month you can see there is one project updated of machine learning on my GitHub. So that's how I'm maintaining. If someone will ask me the same question, I'll just tell them, please go and refer to my GitHub. I am working on every project of ML every month so that it will get clear.
That's correct.
Hmm.
Need of com Need of companies from data scientist. Nitin, I think he's asking that what's the role of data scientist in a company, right? Need of companies
Yeah,
from.
so the way we are working on the projects, right, there are different phases. Data pre-processing, then a model development, then evaluation, So the company, they have segregated I mean, they have dedicated one person to each of these phases, and we will be working on this. And then post few months, we will transition from one phase to other phase. So in this way, we'll be able to gain knowledge on each and every phase of the life cycle of that machine learning.
Mhm. For data scientist, which topic we should focus more as of now?
So as of now, I could see NLP is boosting a lot. I mean, it's booming. Everyone, I mean, I have seen people are demanding for NLP. If it's not on your resume or any of the project is not there in your GitHub, then you might suffer. So better switch on NLP, try to learn. It's also easy. It's not that difficult. If you just spend a week or like 2 weeks, prepare like work on any of the project, put it on your GitHub. It's fine. You are ready for NLP also. You can tell them I have worked on 1 or 2 projects on NLP, and then they'll take you. It's fine. I would suggest if you are a fresher or someone who doesn't have experience in this field, better to go for internship first. Go to internship, learn the concepts, learn everything over there, and then hop on to the to proper jobs. because they will pay you high, but when you carry that much experience, and there are a lot of opportunities in the market, no doubt.
Mm, correct. Yes, of course, we have to go with the
Mm.
internship. Internship is something that makes us get experience, and
Yeah.
then we can explore more opportunities in the market. Rohan has a question. Was Chaitali's prior job experience counted while joining AI/ML job as a fresher by the company? So he's trying to ask that whether your previous AI/ML job was counted or were you selected as a fresher in this company?
Uh, my previous experience was not as an AI ML, but I was having some experience. So when you are a senior person, right, there are some other responsibilities a person considers from you. I mean, a team management, or at least aligning everyone on the same page. So that all responsibilities my manager was expecting from me. But I'll be working on the same project where everyone would be working. I wasn't having any previous experience on AI.
All right. Rishi has a question. Question to Nisarg, sir. I have more than 15 projects ATS friendly. Resume. Also, still I am not getting shortlisted. Why? See,
If you upload all of them on your
exactly.
GitHub, yeah, and your GitHub should be linked to your resume as well as to your LinkedIn profile.
I think Chaitali has answered this like 2 to 3 times that how to showcase
Yeah.
yourself. It's something
So
that we
that's
need to do.
when I realized, okay, I have to stand out from the crowd.
Yes, correct.
And I guess I have received nearly 30 emails from DataMites. And my resume got shortlisted recently only for like 3 to 4 times only, not for every time. Every time I did not get chance, but they have given me the opportunity. But recruiters, they might not shortlisted my resume just because I carry a lot of experience. Even that is a danger sign for me.
Well, any more questions, guys? We are happy to answer you. No more questions.
Mm.
All right. Thank you so much, Chaitali, once again for
Thank you
being
so
over here.
much. Yeah.
It's really nice to talk with you.
Even it was a good platform to share all my ideas, whatever I have applied. I mean, if they'll get this kind of ideas and they can, apply in their curriculum, it will be good.
Correct. All right. All right, guys. So thank you so much, everyone. We're gonna meet in some another success story. Leaving on the call, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank-
Chaitali.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, team.